This show is 110% Scottish, so if you think we're talking too fast, then make sure to slow it down with the playback speed button on whatever platform you're listening on. And last but not least, there's definitely offensive language featured, so if you're a minor or a pussy, switch off now. Welcome back to another episode of Wits The Goss. Hello, Shanley Amadeus.
Hello, BB Amadeus.
Hiya. How are you? You alright?
I am alright, how are you?
I love how we come on here and we talk as if we don't live with each other.
And we don't spend every day together.
And we're not in the house filming the podcast right now.
Oh well.
Anyway, welcome back. Hopefully. So I hope you're here and you're back for the gossip. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I feel like me and Ocean were kind of like low-key predicting this without even like knowing it, and I'm about to tell you in a minute. But obviously this new Mormon TV show, guys, just came out on Hulu or Hulu. It's on Disney for us, but obviously for the Americans and all that, the American viewers, hardly. It's
for the Australians, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is on there. Probably like, obviously, let's just get straight to it, because if you're watching this, you've got to have been watching that. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no way you watch us and you've
but
not
I feel like we would predict it because we were already talking about the
Mormons.
Mormons. We obviously not. Sorry, we keep on saying the Mormons. That's terrible. We keep on talking. Well, last time we were talking about how like last season months ago. That's what I'm saying predicted, because like, we're talking about the Mormons. We're talking.
Yeah, you told me.
Is that just not bad? It's just the Mormons, isn't it?
You told
the whites.
You told me about this whole TikTok Mormon scandal, about how they're apparently swinging, but we never knew too much details.
Yeah, we
about
never knew the full tea. No, guys, I wouldn't actually say we're professionals in the soft swinging Mormon world now, purely because of this show, and we've just been all having to deep dive and congregate.
Congregate? That's quite funny, because isn't it a congregation?
Is that what it's about?
I think so, yeah. But
we have to congregate to discuss all the tea that we've got on this whole situation, so that we can gather the whole like topic, because it's a lot. And I never really thought, like, I just think to myself, how can you be like, actually, like, how can this be about religion and we're actually sitting here talking about the most wildest shit that's not into?
There's so many aspects of this I don't understand, right? Let's start with the small stuff and work our way up to the bigger shit. First of all,
we should break it down by the relationships, and then that gives us easier ways to talk about all the tea that's involved with everybody.
What's their names? Should we read out their names?
So we're going
everyone's names.
So we've got Whitney and her straight husband, right? So we're introduced to Whitney and her hubby hoo hoo on the show, right? And it's just scandalous for the start. First of all, when you are watching the show, and I found this information after I've seen the show, they have about 20 different haircuts in the first episode, right?
Yeah, it took me like so long to click onto this. I was like,
so now we gathered that the first episode was actually filmed over like 7 months. This show was like fucking 3 years in the making for all this tea.
They took ages to film it.
Hot.
The first episode in particular was, they set us up, they showed us in amongst, I think, all the scandal actually starting to unfold, or maybe just after it had started. And then next thing you know, on episode 2, it's months down the line and everyone's starting to, for example, go out and see Taylor for the first time. So Taylor was a girl one of the girls that started Mom Talk.
She's OG Mom Talk. Will Mom Talk survive?
And I've got to say, we didn't call it Mom Talk. They've called it Mom Talk.
They've called
it
Mom
Talk. I'm having to say this over and over again.
No, guys, they've merchandised it. They've got, well, I mean, for some reason, most of their outfits are all black, but they've got black tops that have Mom Talk, joggers, Mom Talk, jumper, Mom Talk, but they've all got variations of everything in the same Mom Talk on it. But like, they are dead ass serious about this Mom Talk community. Like, they've made a cult within the cult.
And it's funny because they're just dancing on video. They act like they're healing the world, but they're just dancing for videos.
But you can see deep in their eyes, like, they look low-key psychotic. Like that Whitney, I'm sorry, Whitney babes, me and you would probably never be friends. She looks psychotic, and she's like, pop it, she's like,
yeah,
like,
they really
it's scary.
Don't break eye
just,
contact,
sorry,
don't blink, don't anything. But I don't know if that's also partly the Botox, because they've all got their face full as well. So
yeah, so they're not allowed to drink coffee. So they are literally all addicted to soda. Well, we've all seen this, all guys, but like I just can't go over it. Like they're drinking liters of full,
Yeah, like full Stanley Cups worth of like Pepsi.
with
And it's
coconut
first thing in
milk.
the
We should
morning.
need to try this with coconut milk
I
in
am
it.
not trying Coca-Cola with coconut milk mixed in.
Well, some people just have normal milk. Obviously, we're not doing that, but coconut milk, and then they also have like different flavors. Like they have every flavouring
No,
I've
but
ever
is
seen
it
in my
coconut
life.
milk as in like what you
just-
cook with coconut milk?
Well, yeah. What else would it be?
Or is it coconut milk like that you put in your coffee?
It's just milk, babe, that's from the coconut. That's in milk consistency. That is it. So I'm assuming a little 99-cent tin from Coles would work.
Yeah, and speaking on this stuff, right, so obviously with the Mormon religion, they've got so many rules, but obviously one of the things is you can't drink coffee and you can't drink. And then you all know the viral sound on TikTok, Whitney and I did ketamine.
So they can do ketamine for medical purposes.
They've admitted taking drugs. Some of them drink anyway. Some
And they
of
get
them,
laughing gas.
they get laughing gas
when
to
they
get their
get
lips done.
Botox.
And then also a few of them are on their second marriage. So isn't... I
So
mean,
really
correct me if I'm-
nobody's following the rules up in this. This could actually be the perfect religion for something
But
like
they
me.
only follow the rules sometimes, which I think probably, to be honest, speaks for most religions now. Which, but yeah, so there's a whole group of these girls. A few of the characters we'll talk about, but starts off with the first episode starts with Taylor, and her name's Taylor Frankie Paul, and she's basically newly divorced, and she's kind of leading the scandal of the soft swinging. I don't know what the fuck soft swinging entails. Like, did they just kiss? Did they
I
just...
think soft swinging was like they can like kiss, maybe stick a finger, maybe a little suck, but like no bang bang. Definitely no anal. That's for sure. Yeah, but you know, I don't know if you obviously were really into TikTok this time, but Taylor Frankie Paul was actually the woman that was doing all those viral TikToks, and it was like, I'm a 50-year-old mum, and here's like my kids, but she obviously isn't, but she like kind of was using like a filter that made her look older or whatever, or she just kind of could serve the look of looking really fucking amazing for that age. So she went pure viral from those things, and I didn't realise, because I remember seeing the videos, I'm like, oh, I remember. So back to Whitney, taking a wee moment from Taylor. She's just a whole... I love Taylor, by the way. We're here for Taylor.
That's the thing. The whole storyline of Taylor is her moving on from her divorce, and then she meets this guy called Dakota. Everyone's getting an opinion on Dakota, and there's rumours, obviously, in the programme, one of the storylines is that Dakota's cheated because Macy, one of the other girls, receives messages from people saying that they slept with Dakota, not knowing that he'd started seeing Taylor. But
I reckon she'd be
we
into it.
we
That's why she's
didn't
not
get any
bothered.
sort of conclusion to that anyway by the time the season ended. So not sure on that one. Currently as well, I don't even know if Dakota
We did
and
see the
Taylor
tea
are
on
still
TikTok.
together.
Yeah,
so
we did see the tea on TikTok because she was posting like dancing as well. They all dance and they write the most traumatic texts, right? And then, so we'll get on to that in a minute about Whitney. But yeah, there was one of her talking, she's like dancing, popping her ass, and she's talking about her and the guy or no, what's his name again? Dakota, they're not together. I was like, oh. But then you said you seen an article and they said that they're working through it. I don't know. She's back and forth. Ladies, we've been there. We're no judging out here. Leave her alone. But anyway, who we are going to... Whitney, basically, the reason how everyone was like hating on her, I had no idea who this lady was until she popped up on the screen on this show. What's it called again? An RSV?
she got...
RSV, it's a respiratory virus, like the flu.
So basically her son got a respiratory virus, okay? And it was pretty traumatic apparently. It's pretty real bad to hear from doctors, etc. They've told me it's really horrific.
They've told me, I've researched by myself.
And really terrible. And she was literally popping her thing
Whilst her baby was in the ICU next to her.
and the thing literally like... That's terrible, by the way.
I know she's spoke
That's
about it on
actually
podcasts
shocking.
and stuff a million times, but who the fuck dances
She's like, I
next
was
to them?
trying to make positive light, like, baby girl, sometimes in life there's just things we don't need to try and make a little ha-ha about, or a little cutesy dance. Hold it together, you absolute moron.
But she causes all sorts of drama really throughout the show just because...
She like causes a drama, but and then she just is like, I can't deal with this, and then backs out absolutely howling and crying, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
and she seems to hold Taylor to the highest of standards. But throughout the show, she also revealed that her husband had been found on Tinder
And was addicted to watching porn, which I mean, fair enough. That's an effect.
Yeah, it's a real life addiction. But
I think she was leaving
the
out some
whole
details.
internet is joking about is the fact that
Details were missing. What kind of porn were you watching?
and people are suggesting that maybe it was Grindr rather than Tinder, just because this guy does not strike you as the most heterosexual man you've
he's
ever come
not
across.
given he outside getting some pom pom, like that does not strike me as what he's given. And if he does, Taylor can apparently I know not Taylor. Whitney can looks as if she could throw it back, like she's, but also psychotic throw it back. Like she looks as if she'd be like throwing it back and go to turn and look at him and just be like
Yeah. What I understand as well is when she does hold these high standards to literally everyone else but herself. I'd never seen one of her TikToks ever until this show. I went onto her TikTok and watched her videos and I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, it's so provocative for someone who thinks that they're, like, so holy. Like, and she acts like she has to
She
leave
literally-
and move to Hawaii every fucking time the wind changes direction. But
so basically every time she, i.e. wind changing direction, every time she finds that her man's been getting up the shafter, she books those trips straight to Hawaii. So that's how she's doing
and she
overtime
used
sometimes
Taylor
with
as
the
a
videos.
scapegoat as well, saying that it was the attention that the whole soft swinging scandal was bringing, when in reality, she was just
Hiding
going
her own
through
demons.
hiding
Which I mean,
through.
fair enough, sis.
No, not even her demons. It's really her man's, but it's really the fact they're hiding it. So why do they continue to have this, like? I don't know.
Why
like
do they
this
continue to put all their
mask
men on?
of-
What I don't get is, right, why some of them are on their second husbands and all that, right? I'm not, obviously, we're not here, there's that part, skip that part being the problem.
Yeah, but they just embrace it.
Why, yeah, those people embrace it, but then there's also, like, why do these women are so rich, right? They're so rich, the men do absolutely not a fucking hoot, right? Chill at home, not even with the kids, because they look after the kids as well. So really don't know what the guys are up to or doing nothing. But also they put their men on the high standard of going, oh, what's my man got to think? Babes, what's your man got to think? Shut the fuck up. You're the one paying all the bills. Fuck what your man thinks. Like, what? Are you actually, what are you smoking? They're actually taking that laughing gas back home and it's in the basement.
Yeah, I think nothing relates to that more than the fact that with Jen Affleck. Now, you'll know she's called Jen Affleck because she's the only person with two names on screen every time she's introduced.
Jen Affleck.
Everyone else is Macy, Whitney,
Jen
Taylor,
Affleck.
Jen Affleck.
But you know
She
the
will
most
tell you
mortifying
that
thing
she's married into the
her
Affleck
man
family.
Zach, who is a fucking loser, he dictates her whole fucking life and his family, but yet she pays for his whole life, paying for him to go to medical school, right? Paying for the most, doing the most. Still, literally, she cannot do a fucking thing, but he can go and gamble, go to Vegas. That would I fuck? I'd have had him actually. I'd have grab boom, 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 right in the fucking middle of the street. I'm no joking you. How dare this man be so fucking cheeky? Never mind the fact, right? He's absolutely bullshitted her into the bed by spouting up the fact when he's pissed that he's related to Ben Affleck. Now it's came out because the TikTok investigators of a deep dive done all this stuff, all the ABCs and Ds. He's got nothing to do with Ben Affleck. Nothing to do with Ben Affleck. No, he doesn't. It's so mortifying.
Google this. I don't believe that.
So, I'll break it down for you right now. So, what's happened is, what the researchers have found, Ben Affleck grew up in New Jersey, right? Way far away from Utah. Ben Affleck's family, his heritage is... 2 seconds and I will just confirm.
Google, are Ben Affleck and Zach Affleck actually related?
Ben Affleck and...
People are going to ask what my posture's all about, but really I'm having to lean like this so I can get into the mic.
You're fine, you're popping it off.
I mean, hopefully everyone can hear okay.
Oh, I can't be fucked finding it, guys. It's not there. There's too many things going on, right? But I know from the top of my head,
But not everything that happens in TikTok's true. Chloe, will you Google it?
No, because they'll tell you right now what the thing is, right? And I don't give a fuck. Allegedly, whatever the fuck, this is what I'm telling you guys, and somebody can confirm to us. We're gossiping here. We don't need the facts, right? We're gossiping, Oceans. So basically what they looked at is the people that his grandparents, their grandparents, and that they have completely different heritages. Like Ben Affleck is from New Jersey and has Italian background with these different people and that Zach Affleck, ABCs are American and Irish and all that. They're not related. There's no relation
So
there.
how the fuck is he managed? Who is let her go on television and say that? That's always going to come out.
But then I don't think producers are giving a fuck whether she's talking shit or not, because they're going to be like that. Oh yeah, so she's talking shit, even better.
It's
Clickbait.
pretty funny. But anyway, Jen Affleck, who apparently is not even a Jen Affleck, apparently she's just Jenny from the block.
She's Jenna Flick.
Yeah, she's Jen Affleck, because we like to joke, because if she was Scottish, that's what she'd be called. Big Jenny Affleck. But
Jennifer.
they basically all go on this trip to Vegas, and I think they go to like a Magic Mike fucking show or something. It's something like so run of the mill, and he
So
is texting
typical
her.
what women do when they're going to group together to Vegas. It's
Yeah,
like the
bearing in
most
mind
generic
that
thing ever.
if you only Dakota and Zach went on this trip, it was supposed to be a girls' trip, but those men literally couldn't let the girls go without them. They went, spent their women's money gambling.
They're gambling their bitches' money.
Yeah, and then people on TikTok were like breaking down the whole text, but he was like texting her while she was in the club, just saying like, you're basically a disgrace to our family for even being in that show. And she's like, I literally didn't even know where I was going. She got taken on a tour bus there. Like, it's not as if it was her choice. And she took nothing, like she was so uninvolved in it. It's ridiculous, and he absolutely blew the fuck up. So his whole family and everything have been cracking up after the show.
Yeah, because they've been on Facebook and all sorts, being like that. Our son's great.
This is such a bad portrayal of our son, which
Baby
in my eyes
girl.
highlights exactly why he's like that.
Oh my god! And he's like literally like not got a lip to stand on.
I think at one point he said that she said to him, I really hope that I don't end up going to one of these shows, but the girls have planned this whole trip. And he says, yeah, go if you want, but you'll be divorced. I'll divorce you for going to a Magic Mike show. Like, what kind of fucking
I just
little
said, good.
boy is
Go
that?
to the lawyers. We whip money. You fucking loser. My bank card cut off.
Yeah.
Like, what are you on about?
But it's crazy because she's literally paying for him to go
He's
to
been
med
with that
school.
Dakota smoking all sorts. I'm telling you right now, he was on some absolute jungle juice. He was absolutely losing his mind. Dafty to the highest
He was
order.
losing his mind.
Oh my god, actually scandalous how much he loser. Then we move on to Michaela, who seems like a really nice girl, actually. Like,
Actually not really that bad vibes
not
to do with
problematic,
her.
to be honest. Apart from this one thing that's,
It just doesn't sit right because something's not right
So-
about it.
she had her first baby at 16 with her boyfriend, who was 21 years old. So now she's like 23.
I think she's 23 or something, maybe.
And she's
yeah.
got 3 kids, which obviously, if rock on with your life. She seems happy. She's got loads of money.
But let's get back
But
to the point. 16, 21.
Wow.
Like, that maths isn't mathing to me because it's not as if she just fucking woke up on her 16th birthday
Like, that
and
isn't
was
legal,
pregnant
so,
from the
like,
birth of Jesus.
See,
like,
but just because nobody's like phoned the police about it, like, would the hospital not be like looking at the birth thing going, what the fuck? Or like, were they at a Mormon hospital so they weren't caring?
I don't know, but you know what? That's
Do you
kind
get
of stuff that
Mormon
gets covered
hospitals?
up a lot in religious, like really deep religious communities like that because there's fucking no way in any fucking world ever that a 21-year-old should have any business even knowing a 16-year-old's name. Like, like there's just nothing that it makes no sense. So
Not
that's
a
the only
single undergarment in sight, I swear to God.
No, like, so that's what I mean. Like, she actually seems very unproblematic, and I don't mind her, like, as a character per se on a TV show, but I just don't get that. But I think the one other person that really comes with no relationship beef, as far as I know, is Macy, the blonde girl. Does she have, like, the one that was kind of rooting for Taylor? Does she have?
Nah, no, that thing.
I don't think did we even meet her man on the show? We might have met him actually
I
because
can't
they had
remember.
lots
It's
of
really
group-
non-existent in my brain.
Yeah, but I feel like she comes with no baggage because then you look at Demi, or as she be called in Scotland, Demi.
Why does she ever like talk about the fact she's called Demi and not Demi?
No, but we'll call her Demi just in case because that's her name. Anyway, Demi.
Demi.
She actually. Do you know the whole story about her setting her man up onto The Bachelor?
No.
So basically, right, she was in a different relationship, but that relationship was kind of so towards the end, and she's always known of. I can't remember her man's name at the minute. I can't remember, but whatever I get her man's called, she's known him because he apparently was like big at like football and all
they
that.
were at the. They two were at the shindigs. It was happening, didn't they? But apparently they didn't join in. They just had a wee watch and them having a wee kissy kiss. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But he is like 16 years older than her, I think, as well. But she
did meet him as an actual adult, but didn't she?
She met him. He followed her. I think she's always known who he was because he played football and he was like a big football player from their area, kind of thing, right?
Right.
She then ran into him with her ex-husband at the gym at the time, and they kind of loosely knew each other through like her ex-husband and stuff.
Right.
And whilst her and her ex-husband ran into them, they were just talking about getting her daughter into modelling, so they were just chatting away and stuff. And her and her ex-husband joked that since he was newly single, he should go on The Bachelor, so they signed him up for The Bachelor, and he went on. Then when he came out, by that point, Demi and him were both single, and then they've ended up together.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they've ended up together after all that.
A wee black mark on your mouth.
Anyways. So they ended up together after all that. But yeah, so that's their relationship. I don't really know too much about that guy either, other than, as you said, they were at those parties but apparently didn't want to get involved. But yeah, I think other than that, all the other girls, that is all the girls, is it not? Or you have that other girl whose name escapes me. You're going to have to Google that.
You've got Layla. Hers is kind of scandalous. So she is just splitting up with her man, basically. She doesn't really talk about him too much, but she literally, because in the first episode, obviously, she's like...
Really getting a divorce?
Aye, so in the first episode, she's obviously like with him or whatever, but then see like after it moves from the first episode to then like the rest of the season, and it's like a year later or whatever, she's not with him anymore because she was just getting a divorce, yeah. But she's obviously single, 2 kids. She's actually a lovely girl, bless her. But what I feel terrible is the fact of she's 22 when this was filmed, got 2 kids, and she's never had an orgasm. Because I'm not joking, guys, they were literally fucking, they had a sex, they were jumping about with these sex toys, and this girl was like, oh my god, I don't know if I want to, Whitney, fucking, I don't know if I want to get like paid like this money's like 40 grand to like post it, or 20 grand or whatever to post this sex toys. Like, I think I should go in with like the embracing women. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Your
you
videos are
bitch.
more sexual like than I ever imagined.
Post the sex toy, tell everybody, yes, I absolutely fucking lost my mind when I fucking hit max. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you coming on fucking this internet, this day
Where's
and
my
age?
man was out dating his actual boyfriend.
When your man's actually broke back mountain it high up on those Utah mountains, and you're actually got to sit here and try and say you're absolutely blown away by a vibrator, and your mom's thinking, oh no, this can't be said. Geese, peace to the max.
I actually believe that our mum's like that kind of that type of Mormon. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I believe our mum does believe in all those values.
But it's like, you're literally get paid 25 grand to post a picture of you like this, and you're like debating with the girls. Like, mate, there's actually folk out here actually that would dream of that money for doing like fucking much harder things than that. You stupid fucking bitch. Sorry,
I think
that's a bit aggressive.
actually made Bee's feelings clear on how she feels about Whitney.
So
but,
me and Whitney will not be rocking out. She does not need to come to none of my concerts in the future.
Are you keeping that in? You are mortifying me. She does not need to come to any of my concerts in the future.
Thanks, Whitney.
Don't worry, though.
Sorry, I'm only joking. No, I'm not joking. Like, I'm only joking at the fact that she'll probably never even know who I am. But
Exactly.
don't care. If the possibility she does, she knows where my beef stands. Somebody clip this and send it to her in the future.
That's until B meets him, realize she's like, oh my god, I'd love your work. But yeah, that probably wraps it up for the Mormons, because honestly, it was a funny watch, like objectively funny. I mean, it's not like they tried to be funny. I just find
it's not wrapped up for the Mormons, baby girl. We're gonna move straight on to some crazy Mormons to more crazy Mormons, because Salt Lake fucking City is starting, gals.
I know.
So we have been graced with another season of the most cracked out housewives of the franchise. Salt Lake City's back, baby.
Receipts, timelines, screenshots,
fucking everything. I'm panicking now. I'll run you through the taglines of the season, right? I'll give you my best impression every day. So I've got Heather Gay. Don't play with me. I've got the receipts, the proof, and the screenshots.
Let me try the next one.
Meredith Marks. Do you know how she talks like?
I'm known for my tub, and this year I'm bathing in glory. Fucking Americans, man.
Bronwyn Newport, she is actually the new chick. Actually, love. She got some crazy fashion and all that. I'm pretty sure her husband's about 40 years older than her. I'm not actually sure if that's
26 years.
Oh,
I didn't know. I didn't research that. I didn't
thank
notice.
you. 26 years. Brilliant. And hers goes, the only muted. Oh, why is it?
She's actually Fred Dawson.
The only muted thing you'll find in my wardrobe is my black card. And then also they put new member, but I nearly said that in the American accent. Go, who's next? Who's next?
It's Angie, but I'm skipping Angie. Sorry, you can do Angie. I'm doing Whitney. On my healing journey, I always travel first class.
Jesus. I feel like Angie's not Russian, but I'm going to get a Russian accent because
She's no Russian at all.
she's got cats in it. It's quite Russian.
Is that the one that looks a bit Asian? Angie, she's got the kind of big head. Google her.
No, she is Russian of some descent. Her mum's Russian, I think.
No, I think she's Greek.
Oh, she's Greek, because I. Oh, sorry, she's Greek. I'm saying. We're sitting here talking about if she's Russian, though. She is actually Greek, obviously, because her tagline's about being Greek. Dumb fucking. You may be in a sorority, but I'm Greek for life, baby.
I don't know who talks like that in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but
Well, that's what vibe she gives me because she is pure Greek, isn't she? But anyway.
I think there's one very missing member from this cast who, GBNF, you will be missed. She's not dead. She's just not in it.
Gutted.
Yeah, she wasn't recasted.
I reckon they'll give her a season to cool off and then bring her back next season once everybody's over the hatred and all that.
I don't know if they will, by the way, because
I reckon they will.
they
Andy
were
loved her.
Aye, because she was so much drama. She
I
had a
love
whole
it.
hate page.
But I'm not joking you, these chicks, like, first off, like the first episode, they walk in and all that, and Nathan Meredith is absolutely fuming at her box because Whitney's coming out with bath bombs, and bath bombs are her thing. I just
forgot
thought
about that.
iconic, like, straight in with it, fuck it, she's fuming, and it's like, not even like normal, like, she's 100% lost sleep at night over this. Like, I don't know if that is like
Eyes
her playing.
twitching, baby.
She's like, how would you not know my company sells bath bombs? I'm literally bathing every day. Like, it's dying off. You're like, oh my god. Then, oh my god, we've actually forgot we've forgot a key cast member here, Oceanly.
What?
Now I forgot her name. She's the crazy one. Who's the Mary? We forgot Mary.
Oh,
who's
yeah.
who's married to her grandfather?
Oh, her tagline wasn't in that article, actually. You said that.
She's married to her grandfather. Well, it's like pure weird, right? So basically,
Go to tell me this, by the way, because I can't wrap my
we
head around
spoke about
this.
this ages ago, just briefly on the show, ages ago. But she goes to be her grandfather, right? Because basically, it's like her step grandfather, so it was literally her grandmother by blood, her husband. Because apparently that she wrote it and told her, like, when she died that she needs to be with him or something like that.
That
It's
cannot be
so-
true.
I swear to God.
That cannot be true.
It's true.
Why would anyone in their fucking right mind say that?
She's married to Robert Cosby Sr. and she is married to Robert Cosby Sr. I swear to God, that's her grandfather. He's not got any kids, like none of his kids
Any
are
relation to Bill?
Bill Cosby. I don't know.
Aye.
I'm not sure. Actually, that is definitely what's happening. Penny, aye. Mary's grandmother passed away, leaving her millions of dollars in businesses and her family's Pentecostal mega church, because she's not Mormon. She's like, I'm Pentecostal or whatever. It's pure. I don't even know, man. But in order to receive her inheritance, she would have to marry her step grandfather. And she's been married to Bishop. He's a bishop, Robert C. Cosby Sr. for 22 years.
What?
She was significantly younger, aye. No, he was significantly. Oh my god, fuck me. He was significantly younger than her and was her second husband. That's Mary's step grandmother. So like that was her second husband, and he was a wee young toy boy. And then basically the grandmother wanted an inheritance.
That's
How
fucking weird. That is fucking weird, bro.
Bizarre. Bizarre to the max.
Imagine doing that stuff in the real world.
I know.
You would get the fucking back legs talked off you, by the way.
Bizarre.
That is no normal.
Like, actually the most weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life. And then,
I can't stop thinking about that. That's fucking bizarre. In what world?
I know.
There's also a bush turkey at the back. If anyone knows what a bush turkey looks like in the Australian, we live beside the bush, funny enough. And there's just this fucking turkey that keeps on coming to see us, and I cannot stop watching it. The cat and the dogs, the dog and the cats, chase it all the time. I don't know why it comes back.
Literally.
But anyway, moving on next, we had some Natalie Nunn drama.
Yeah, so Natalie Nunn, and then Natalie Nunn, Baddies Caribbean was obviously the season that's just finishing up. Guys, waiting for the reunion. I'm not going to lie, the season was fucking boring. It literally went on for months. Bear in mind, it literally started before I went to Scotland. And I went away to Scotland, came back, and it's literally just finished like last week. It was far too many girls. Like, obviously, I think everybody's been watching it, far too many girls. And like, the dramas just wasn't even new. They're just beating each other's asses for no reason. I'm like, I just don't really think this is appropriate. But Natalie Nunn has been caught in some pure drama. So obviously I think probably most of you will know about her and the guy Curtis from Bad Boys. That she was like going, there was like loads of tea, screenshots, photos, videos and all that.
Yeah,
of
and
them
then
two kissing
even
and
that,
making out.
what's that? What's Lemmy's real name? Is it?
Yeah, Lemmy.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Lemuel. It's
All
Lemmy.
right. So that Lemmy, there's like screen recordings,
Voice
of,
recordings.
yeah,
And
voice
he's gone
recordings
mental.
of him calling her, being like, you either need to sit down with your husband and be honest about what the fuck's going on, or he is not coming backstage at all these fucking premieres and shit now. Like,
Which I just think's a fucking cheek for him. He must obviously Janisha must know about him getting up to no good. So
I
they
wonder
must
if
have
they're just in an open
they must have
relationship.
an arrangement going on, because there's no way that he can sit there and fucking dish it out like that to Natalie when he's literally up to all sorts.
As previously spoke about, if you want to go and watch that episode, batter in. But yeah, other than, as we're talking about Baddies this season, I mean, it's the first actual season that I've watched properly, and it was just wild, but it wasn't wild as in like there was lots of like really interesting storylines. To be honest, the girls had beef. That to start with, we had the whole Gretchen beef, and like, understandably, but they dragged that out for like 4 episodes, and it was repeated fights.
Like, I forgot the Claremont twins and all that. We were talking about that on the first episodes months ago about that.
But nothing's happened. Like, the Claremont twins, did they really even...
They didn't do nothing. They just, like, stormed away on the beach after that, didn't they?
I don't think they even appeared in the rest of the season, really, did they?
No, they were just special guests for that part. But even then, it's like, that's just so, it's just like, I can't really remember
it
any
just
of that.
didn't feel genuine, yeah.
Everything was just so weird.
Yeah, and that kind of continued throughout the whole thing. Even though as we got to the end, and they were having the debates about... If I actually got this mistaken now that I'm going to say this... I'm talking about Meatball getting her...
Aye, because so Meatball was pure raging and she never got a baddie chain because Tink got hers.
Okay, sorry, I've been watching old seasons of Baddies at the same time, and I thought for a second that I might have got my seasons mixed up, but I'm glad B's clarifying.
But then there was also stuff going on behind the scenes where basically everyone's going on lives after the show's aired and basically saying with those few episodes where she's going crazy and like fighting with all the new girls going absolutely mental when they were all in the house together. She was actually ready to like stab people and all that because basically apparently one of the girls was like threatening her outside the show. So that wasn't even on the show. So like, but it just made it like she was going absolutely mental about these baddie chains and all that. And I just thought to myself, what the fuck over this actual chain? And I'm like, but then you could tell she's actually pure raging about it, but then also like, who the actual fuck is rocking up to these places looking like that? Like, she literally put zero effort in to go anywhere. I'm thinking to myself, what?
I didn't understand that.
You don't need to think like dress up, but like no dress, like no even one bit of effort. Come on, that can't be right.
I didn't understand it, right? So as I said, that's my first time watching a full Baddies season with you. I've always just heard it on the background and you kind of got me watching it eventually, but didn't know if that was something I was missing there, because I was like, she's rocking up in a state that I wouldn't even go to the shops in. Like,
No.
so I didn't understand if that was a me thing or a baddies thing. I didn't really
It's just
know.
a meatball thing. It's literally just a meatball thing. I don't know. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, especially when I'm now
Because there is
rewatching
pictures of her like
baddies.
serving pure cool looks outside of baddies. I'm like, why did she put zero effort in when everybody else is pure like ready to rock and roll? It's
On the show, but then I'm rewatching seasons of like Baddies West and stuff now. For the, I say rewatching, I'm watching for the first time Baddies West and stuff, and it seemed like in those seasons there was such an emphasis on getting the bag and
going to the clubs and all that. They
yeah,
weren't like
and
giving
like
no fuck
I
about the
watched
club
them
this
like
season.
giving out the money and stuff by thing because you performed, you were just dancing, but even just the dancers are like entertainers just for being there, I guess. Like they were all still done up, and then now when I think about what we've just watched in Baddies Caribbean, it was nothing really like that, was
But I
it?
think with this, no, definitely no. But I think they're doing Baddies Midwest. They're filming that just now, so I do reckon it's going to be. They've obviously must have seen all the comments about all the stuff, the same stuff we're talking about.
Is it
so
going
I
more
reckon,
back to its roots?
I reckon they're going to pure make it go back to like that. They've got a bus again and all that, and they're doing the whole tour busing thing and shit. So I reckon it'll be pure that vibe.
Yeah, because I'm watching Baddies West for the first time, and these arguments are wild.
But anyway, talking about wild goss, Natalie Nunn Ocean fellas.
Right,
in with the
okay.
goss.
I've just grabbed the tweets up just now because so last week on Twitter I had to talk to B about this because I was like, have you seen all this shit that's come out about Natalie Nunn? So obviously this is all just Twitter, alleged, all that fucking shit. Who knows really what's true, but given Natalie's past with Curtis and stuff like that, it wouldn't really surprise me. So anyway, there's this boy called Thomas, and he claimed that Natalie Nunn would financially take care of him and even called him for a while with her husband. Thomas says he never believed the rumours of her beard-like situations until he heard Natalie tell him all about the affair, and Jacob allegedly just laughed. He also shared a plethora of texts and DMs and videos, right? So I'm just going to read out what this boy... He initially posted it on Facebook.
We'll pull these tea up. We'll pull this
Yeah,
right
I'll post
up
this
here.
all up aside. But yeah, so he said, so here's what happened with Miss Natalie Nunn. I met Natalie when I was out to eat with someone who I thought was my friend. His name is Chef D. You all should know who he is if you all watch Baddies or whatever the case is.
He's always on Natalie's stories. He's the guy who's got the absolutely banging white fucking veneers, like ding, like that. And he makes all the food, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's never really fucking making the food. He's just hanging about. We are drinking.
So Chef D, apparently. You all should know who he is if you all watch Baddies or whatever the case is. Anyhow, we were out to eat and she pulled up to the table and immediately kissed me on my face. I should have known right then and there what I was getting myself into, but I was only 21, living a really fast lifestyle, so I decided to stay. We kept drinking. I was ordering more and more drinks and food. Anyways, we left. I dropped off Chef D. I went to drop her off and she insisted I stay at her hotel for the night because I was insanely drunk. Although we had a chauffeur, she heavily insisted on me staying over, so I came to her room. We chilled for like an hour and everything was fine. Then she starts kissing me on my neck, one led thing to another, and this bitch started giving me head. We ended up fucking, and she told me, this is the best dick I've ever had. I'm ready to leave my husband. I knew it was getting crazy when she started to FaceTime me after arguing with her husband. Mind you, she would FaceTime me while they were still in the same house and not a care. I heard rumours of that guy being gay and Natalie's just a cover up, people just be chatting. But it was very believable because she'd even told the guy about us and he just laughed it off. This is why I tell you the industry is scary. I've never signed an NDA in my life and I never will because it gets crazy behind closed doors. Anyways, she gets to tell me her master plan because I'm sure you guys have been familiar with Natalie for a long time, but she really started popping off last year and this year with Baddies coming out. But when Jocelyn's Cabaret was a thing, she would call me every day telling me how she's going to overthrow Jocelyn and run the show, how the Lemmy guy or however you say that guy's name likes her more than Jocelyn and he's going to let her have the show, blah blah blah, whatever.
Oh my god.
So after I know, so I wanted this because the screenshots were posted round the wrong way for a second there, but this is fine. So after this, we were texting back and forth, calls, etc. I'm not going to lie, I started to feed into it. She would call me every time she woke up, sending me memes on Instagram. I'm talking about the whole 9 yards. It got to a point where she would take flights daily to come and see me because she lived in Sacramento at the time. She was telling me she was falling in love with me, even snuck me into her events and bookings in LA. Her agency paid for everything, so we were just there doing whatever the fuck we felt like doing. And remember, I'm young. I don't know how old she was in 2021, but I'm just a young guy having fun in my eyes.
Oh my God.
But in her eyes, it seemed like she wanted more than a sneaky link. She started texting me things like, I'm falling for you, I love you, I want to marry you. I'm not even
my
kidding.
God.
I don't even know how to reply to it, so I was just entertaining it, going with the flow because I'm an idiot.
That's actually scandalous, by the way.
So this is where I started to back off with her a little bit, but she reeled me in. I'm not used to women doing anything for me. I've always been myself, like always took care of myself since I was 15. I'll never be a guy that needs a female for anything so they can throw it in my face in the future. I'm good off that. But anyways, she booked me a flight to Dallas with her and said that I don't have to bring any money with me or anything. I still brought 6k with me and I'm so happy that I did. So I never was intrigued because I'd never had the girl to buy me anything, get me a gift or anything like that in my life. So I took the bait and told her I'd come. Probably the worst decision I've made in my life. So day 2, right? We was fine the whole day. It's time to go out. So I get ready. We go out. This time we go out with a whole different crowd though. And the vibe was off. Like, I'm big on energy and I know when something's going to happen. But in my mind, this girl told me she loved me. So what's the worst that can happen? So we're at the first spot and we're drinking like we always drink. But those motherfuckers were moving funny with the drinks. Like, I'm going to pour you a shot. I'm going to pour you a drink. And I'm
my
like,
God.
all right, cool, fuck it. Usually I only pour my own shots or I let the bartender do it. But I'm out with celebrities and shit, so I should be fine. We were set to go.
Said no whenever.
Said no whenever. We were set to go to 4 spots that night because she had 4 different bookings. And I would never stop no one from making money. So I was just there being a good little side boy.
Little side bitch.
Well, it's an N-word.
Oh.
So we go to the next spot. As soon as we got there and I hop out the Sprinter and everything was spinning and I'm talking about everything. I've been blacked out drunk and never felt like this in my whole life.
Oh my
Remember
God.
they were pouring my drinks, so we get inside and they're trying to get me to take more shots. And this is when I see a guy pull something out his bag, stuff it in his nose, inhale mine hard and pass it off to the next person's. So now I'm mad. I start blacking on everyone. I go to Chef D and I'm like, she's drugged me. And I'm telling everyone I'm drugged and they're all looking at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Oh my God.
So I leave, hop in the Sprinter. She comes in the Sprinter trying to kiss me and shit. And I pushed her off me. So once she's seen I wasn't going, she told everyone to get in the Sprinter. As we headed back, I told her I'm going to let everyone know she drugged me. She tried to get guys to beat me up. But as soon as I hopped out the Sprinter at the hotel, I'm not going to lie, it was like 10 of them. It wasn't really much. There wasn't really much I can do. But I took videos of my face and shit in the aftermath of everything. She also tried to steal the $6,000 that I had.
She's stealing the 6k.
Apparently so. And then
Oh my
he's included like videos and pictures and stuff of we'll get them all up in time to show you guys.
Oh my
but
God, scandalous.
he has included videos and pictures of him and Natalie out on dates. Like he's taking videos from that night and she's like in the bed and he's like, you fucking jumped me. Like
It's so crazy. I just feel like, right, she seems to be like on the internet living her best life just now, and it's like, how long is that actually going to go on for? Because like, you are clearly like up to no good. Like there's well too much not good stuff going on. It's like, oh,
and I'm
obviously,
sorry, but there's too many like not good connections between a lot of the people that are tied to Zeus Network, baddies, all that stuff, and like Miami and the East in general that are also tied to like
Diddy,
a
shit.
lot of the music industry crowd or people who would be in that crowd.
So
Like,
as much as we love watching for the drama, it is a bit fucking wild to be
and it
honest.
feels like an impending doom with Zeus. I don't know
Yeah.
how to describe it.
We're
It
still
feels
just
like-
waiting for the Surviving Zeus documentary, so really we're just keeping up to date, so when that happens we know exactly what's going on when we watch it, or we can actually put our bets on to see how much we were right about stuff.
But yeah, it just feels like with Natalie and stuff, I don't know. Like, I don't know, as I said, I feel like there's an impending doom almost. Like, we're kind of waiting for something to come out about Zeus or about Natalie, about the way they treat people, or just like the way a lot of these people maybe even get their money.
Kind of
Who
gets
knows?
swept under the rug of like the usual internet. Do you know what I mean? It's like last week's trending topic or whatever.
Yeah, because she could just say like, "Oh, that's just a guy trying to get money. I don't even know this guy."
But it's
And
like
then
you
it's
can't
like-
have that much receipts in that whole, like, that's like a fucking detailed story.
There's no smoke without fire. The guy's got videos of his face being beat up. He's got videos and pictures with Natalie kissing him on the cheek.
Sending him videos,
he's got-
FaceTiming her.
Yeah, he's got screenshots of like her
Scandal was
messaging him
just
that I love
fucking
you, all
endless.
that kind of stuff. Like he's got more than just pictures as well. Like it's not just screenshots on a phone, which can be faked quite easily. Like he's got videos and stuff with her. Like he's very clearly been like certainly more than I'd want my fucking partner doing with someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so it's just
wild.
not. It's definitely more than it seems when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, baddies in general. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Midwest, but I think it's becoming. I say that as somebody that's literally watched one full season, but even watching I can't watch the auditions. I find them
That is
painful.
fucking mental. Poor Mariah was getting her ass beat left, right, and centre on those baddies, Midwest and baddies go mild.
But I just
auditions.
find it painful.
and
to
she's not
watch.
even on the new season.
Yeah, like fuck that. Like I don't know. Now that I'm watching old seasons and kind of seeing them. Yeah, they have their fights and stuff like that, but it does feel like there's a little bit more to it than just fucking beating shit out each other. Because I don't even understand how they're allowed to keep hitting each other like that. Like that Mariah got fucking beat up time and time again on those auditions. Gretchen last year got her head hit so many times, and it's like in professional sports they can't fucking take this many headshots.
No, literally.
But these guys are taking headshots from each other regularly.
Like full scale beating, ass beating, literally. Anyway, guys, that's us for today's episode.
Yeah,
make sure you
wraps
like
it up.
it, make sure you subscribe it, make sure you fucking save it, and make sure you come back next week for the new episode. For some
Yeah,
new
we're going to
gossip.
have to have a full Diddy breakdown, guys, because it's
We've
been
got Diddy
months
breakdowns coming,
and
'cause
so much more's happened.
I love the fact that we already done this months ago anyway, so we can like we've already caught you up on so much, so now we can quite catch up on the
yeah,
rest.
I just feel like we have to go
Scandalous.
back and talk about it because so much is coming out. Like, yeah, we'll be back. We're going to film soon anyway. But yeah,
Bye. Talk to you soon.
bye.